everybody, and welcome on into Sidelines presented by Visit Potter Tioga. On today's episode, we preview this homecoming weekend as we talk with sprint football and women's soccer. Welcome back into Sidelines. Let's talk sprint football, as joining me at the desk are a pair of freshmen who had outstanding debuts, Nakiem Scott and Cahsid Raymond. Thank you so much for taking the time and stopping by.
No problem.
So let's talk about it. How good did it feel to get on that field and play the game and get a result like that?
It felt great, knowing that we ain't playing 2 years, things like that. So we came out as a team, worked hard for 15 practices, came out and did what we were supposed to do.
Yeah, for me, it felt real good to be back on the field, to play as a team, and everyone and coming out with a win. It felt good as well. I hope we can keep it up and do it all over again this week.
Yeah, so that game especially, obviously those pregame jitters, those early getting into collegiate ball. What did you guys have to do with that being your first game to really shake off those early game jitters and get ready and focused?
It took everything. It took listening, focus. You had to come prepared, because if you didn't, then everything would just go downhill. So you just had to come focused, prepared, and with me, first snap, that's the jitters out now.
Mm-hmm.
Game start, jitters out now. So pregame was the jitters, first snap, it ain't there no more. So.
Yeah, it's like coming into the game and like pregame, getting all the speeches from coaches and all that. Like you get the butterflies and your adrenaline get the rushing, and it's just like it's game time. And as a freshman, I wasn't expecting to perform that well, but it was just like Coach B said, be ready at all times. So when I got in the game, it was just like time to go. I wanted to do my thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of pregame, one thing that I wanted to talk with you guys is you guys had a chance to reenact what the 2016 did, and after they were told that they were cutting the football program here, and you guys reenacted that walk. You did that same walk that they did on their final practice. What did that mean to you guys, and what were kind of the emotions of that event?
That was very sad to hear from a guy that told us the story, and we felt some type of way, we should that shouldn't have happened. So Coach Evans was like, we need to do this for these guys, and and let them know the program not going anymore. It's still here. So that's all.
Yeah, it's like hearing that happen, because some people, if that would happen to me, I would have felt it same way. And I know they were crying and all of that type of stuff. So it was like, why not show out? And if they're going to be there, why not show out and put on a show? And I know that if they had another chance to play, they would take the opportunity. So
Absolutely.
Go hard.
And show out you guys did. Let's get into the game. First of all, you guys having two special teams plays get those first 2 points. How much ease does that give? I'll start with you on the offense when, hey, you're getting help from the special teams.
Yeah.
A big cushion for you to work with.
Well, I was surprised that our special teams came up with the 2 scores. I was happy, and I was, Coach Woods brought me to the side. Was like, now we have to, the offense have to do something. Now we have to do something. So, I took the guys in the huddle, and I told them let's get it. We gotta score, because our defense out there too long. You don't want to get them guys tired. So I'm like, if I make a play, our receivers make a play, our running back make a play, somebody has to make a play for this offense. So this defense can, get hype, more hyper than what they was in the special teams or on their defense. So.
But even too, for the defensive unit, seeing those 2 special team scores, that's got to also give you guys confidence going forward.
Oh yeah, a lot, tons of confidence. It was like seeing it happen. It was just like on the sideline, everybody excited, the crowd excited, and it's just like, yeah, let's go. Keep the intensity up and just keep going. And on defense, if you watch it, like if they were watching the game, you see like all 11 guys flying to the ball. All we doing as a team. Everything is as a team. We practice as a team, and special teams we practice that too. So like, and it performed well. So just.
Yeah, hey, it's incredible. Let's get to those offensive responses as you were talking about. And hey, 80 yards is a long way to run. Yeah. What did you see on that play, really to get open? And
well, it was just a surprise to me. I just went through the progressions and took my fake. Read it. DNs came through. Wonderful block by Rocky. Taking them to the sideline for me. So it was just good blocking from everybody on the team. From the back side to my side to the front line. It was just wonderful. Everything was just perfect, planned out for me. So I think those guys, because if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't have been no 80.
You had another long run in the night for the touchdown, which I heard, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard it was actually the wrong read, and you had to make a move on that.
So it wasn't the wrong read. I just ran cutback lane. So I hear the running backs talk about it all the time. So I'm like, cutback lane. So I took the cutback lane and made a guy miss. All to the races.
Hey, even if it was the wrong read, the coaches will take that result every single time.
I didn't know he's that fast.
Just out of a dart. I want to quickly go to you, Nakiem. 3 straight drives there late in the game, having that ball land in your hands. That has to feel great. Ties a record here with Troy Taylor, who is a great player from one of those first teams.
Yeah, I heard.
What did you see on those plays and what on those throws? I'm going to start with the second one because you had to dive for that one. What did you see on some of those throws that you knew, all right, this is coming to me. I'm going to make the play on this?
It was like the way I was reading the receivers and in my coverage I was in, it was meant to be. So as I'm reading it, I'm just in my back pedal, and when I seen the ball, it was a little bit higher to the receiver, so I'm like, it's possible I can get it. So when I broke on it and I tried to dive for it, it landed in my hand, and I was just like, I got it. When I grabbed it, it was just like, I looked at the ref, 'cause I thought he was gonna call it incomplete because my hands was under it, but it had like hit the ground a little bit. So I'm like, I know I got it. So he has to say I got it. And it was a good feeling to know I got an interception and put my offense back on the field.
And that first one, running down the sideline there, trying to get to the 10, that one has to be fun too when you get it and you see green in front.
Oh, yeah. I was like running the receiver's route for him. And when I came across it, it was like it just landed in my hand and just led me straight to the opposite way. So as I'm going, and I was trying to get pick 6. But as I see all these white jerseys running towards me, I'm like, I can go. I'm gonna go as far as I can, as far as possible. So I just took it there.
Yeah, and then 3 for 3 in the night with that one, a little overthrow, but you're like center field right there. Pop that into my arms, get that third one.
I was reading my keys because my back was turned at first. I was reading my keys, and I kind of itched over at the quarterback. I looked, and he looked me in my eyes, and it was like he throwing this way. So as I turned, I just was over top playing my safety position, and I was over top of my corner. He's playing great defense, so the ball came to me. I intercepted it and tried to get another one.
It was a fun night, I'm sure, for you.
Wonderful night.
Very.
I'm going to go back to you, Cahsid, for some of the throws. Long looping passes in the night. That long ball was there all for those big touchdowns that you threw. What did you see on those plays, and what was the key to getting your receiver open, leading them enough, especially for Isaiah.
Like I said, number one starts with the O-line. They did a wonderful job for me, letting me step up in the pocket, making me feel comfortable. So, and I know our receivers can beat anybody. So, I gave them a chance. I gave them opportunities and, put it out there, and they won a one-on-one battle. So that's what I see.
It was a lot of fun. You guys, I'm sure, had fun. It was a lot of fun to watch. This week, there's some other things, obviously, with homecoming being this week, and there's some other noise and other distractions going on. What do you guys have to do in the mindset aspect of it to be able to focus on Penn coming into town?
Get to practice early. Stay in your playbook, watch film, do all the good things. Don't go. Can't go out. We can't. Stay in your playbook, stay in your books. Do all the right things, and everything is gonna be great Saturday. Promise.
Yeah, can't do completely nothing to jeopardize the team. Got to stay focused mentally and physically. Keep everybody healthy, and just come out even harder and try to compete and do our thing as we did last week.
So Penn, the opponent this week, obviously we record this on a Monday, so you guys probably haven't had a lot of time to dive deep into what Penn's going to do. But what do you expect from yourselves come this upcoming week, come Penn?
From myself, just play hard and play as a team, because come with me to come with my team. It's like a brotherhood. So we're here, we're going to play together, and we're all going to come out, compete the same intensity, probably more, and we're going to compete even harder.
For offense, I need the other 10 guys, behind my back. Because, if I don't got those 10 guys, can't do anything. So, I got to start with the front, start with the line, So, if them guys come ready, I come ready, receivers come ready, we're going to come out with the W, for sure.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you both so much for taking the time and stopping by.
Appreciate it. Thank you, too.
No problem.
And Sidelines continues after this. Do not go anywhere. While this semester will look a little different, we're taking steps to promote a safe campus environment and to help us return to normal faster. You'll notice students and employees wearing face masks that cover their nose and mouth in order to keep you safe. We ask that you do the same to protect your fellow Mounties. Face masks are required inside all campus buildings and should be worn when visiting locations outside of campus as well. Mounties, we're all in this together.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sidelines. Let's continue to talk football as we have joining me at the desk the offensive coordinator and Mansfield alum, Jakob Woods. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
That was a heck of a way to get the season started off with a 48-3 victory. Obviously, coming from this program and being a part of this, what did that victory mean for you as an alum?
Obviously, getting any kind of win is always something that we want to do, and it's always fun to be a part of. Beating Cornell is always fun. They're the closest sprint football team, so they're sort of our little rival up here in the western part of New York and northern part of Pennsylvania. So it's always fun to go in and play them and come out with a victory. Makes it that much more special.
So then, from the coach's perspective of this game and seeing some of the things that work, big plays were really the story of this offense in this game. What led to the success, especially in the big plays?
Well, I just think athleticism. Our athleticism was really unmatched in that game. Our athletes were able to just go out and play. We didn't do anything too complicated, too complex for them, and they were just amazing. It was really amazing to watch. I personally haven't seen that type of athleticism as a whole in my time here at Mansfield, so it was great to see.
So the freshman quarterback, Cahsid Raymond, had himself quite the afternoon or quite the night for him. What do you think his success comes from? Where was that ability for him to have the night that he did?
Well, I think it really, and him and his athleticism and the way he throws the football and his preparation is great. But I really truly believe that his success comes from his humbleness. He's texted me and talked about how he can get his teammates on the field more. His other quarterbacks, we've had meetings where he's thanking his other players and saying it's all one group, and just because he's out there on the field doesn't mean that they're not a part of that, and they help him with things. So it's really his humbleness and the kind of person that he is around the game of football, and that I think just football for him it just comes easy.
And then also with this game, you guys had that 685 towards the end, that number of days since you played, and to be able to reset that, I'm sure feels incredible.
Yeah.
But obviously the thing that everyone has dealt with, the youth and really trying to get two classes of freshmen, especially with your group that is massive classes of freshmen.
Yep.
How has that gone early this season, and what is it about that clicked so well in this game?
Yeah, well, as you know, we are the freshmen. That's kind of been a big talking point between our freshmen and sophomores. Academically, are all freshmen athletically. We started 13 out of 22 freshmen athletically, so it's definitely been harder. We've had to draw back a couple of things as far as preparation or what we can actually do, because they haven't, even though some of them in the fall of 20 were able to get some kind of practice in the spring of 21. Playing games in that sort of competitiveness, they're not going to feel that directly, so we've had to dial things back. But I think they're starting to pick it up, and especially after week one goes, they're no longer freshmen. They are experienced CSFL players, so that's what we're going to roll with.
Absolutely. And this week, looking ahead, we talked about this young team, a potential distraction of homecoming and the Hall of Fame stuff and the Butts Go breakfast. And what do you have to do as a coach to try and get everyone level-headed and then focus on the game? There's the fun festivities, but to the solid focus.
Yeah, I think just staying in the moment, right? Because we don't want our kids to not experience some of those aspects of the college football atmosphere. You know, the Butts Go breakfast, which is a great tradition here. And we have former players and alumni coming back and things. So really, I just think staying in the moment, you know, there is time always to, you know, have fun with football. We play the sport because it's fun and it's a game that we enjoy. But then when it comes time to take care of business and you know, do your assignments and focus on the game and preparation, I think that sort of maturity is going to have to be taught. And I think they're doing a pretty good job with it so far. And this is a special group, and it's definitely exciting to see.
So Penn, the opponent this weekend, what do you expect from that team, a new coach there, to try and keep that momentum rolling?
Yeah, I think Penn, they played Army last week and lost 38-13. And there's kind of two ways to go with it. You know, is Army just very good, or is Penn having a down year? And realistically, I don't know. I think that Penn traditionally is a good team, and I think they are going to be pretty good. So it should be a good game. I think if we do our assignments, do our jobs as an offense, and hopefully we can put up more than 48 points, and honestly stay on the field more than 25 minutes.
As an offensive coordinator too, having a kicker like Logan Shull who went perfect on the day, how does that help in terms of game plan for you and in terms of thing when you know you have that in the back pocket?
Yeah, no, it's great. And we even, you know, deciding to run a draw with Cahsid there. It was in the third quarter to start it off. You know, it changes your dynamics of your planning on how you bring plays in. You know, we decided, well, in the past we would have tried to throw it, you know, get closer and then maybe run for a first down or something along those lines. But we were comfortable with just running the ball now and getting out of there with 3 points, getting something on the board. So it changes the whole dynamic as far as preparation and play calling. And it's always great to have those conversations in the headsets. So, but yeah, I mean, he did a great job. He was perfect on the night between extra points and PATs. And if he can continue to do that for us, I really think we could be a very high-powered offense.
Should be good. And in the spirit of homecoming, Jake, I'll leave you with this. How does it feel to be coaching at your alma mater? A deep question, I get it, but to be able to coach up this offense at the school that you put a lot of heart into.
I mean, and I think people are starting to understand the feel. Like we just added Derek McLean to our staff just this past week, and we had a conversation, and he kind of understands what I feel as far as just the love for this place, the love for the people around here. And it's just really special. Like, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it now. Mansfield has done a wonder for not only me personally, but my family and things. So it's great to just be able to be here and be around everybody, and, you know, seeing all my friends, the alumni and everything like that it always brings a smile to my face. So I love this place, and hopefully we can get through this year and get a ring on our finger and walk out of here as champions.
Yeah, make everyone proud. Well, Coach Woods, thank you so much for taking the time and stopping by.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
And Sidelines continues after this. Do not go anywhere.
Pride and passion drives the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. From 55 NCAA championship teams, 294 individual national champs, and counting. Who's next? Make the PSAC yours. PSAC Proud is winning in athletics and in the classroom. Over 3,100 PSAC student athletes are honored as scholar athletes. It's a perfect mix of athletics and academics. It's time to make the PSAC yours.
While this semester will look a little different, we're taking steps to promote a safe campus environment and to help us return to normal faster. Please help us promote a safe campus by washing your hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds. Use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer when soap and water are not available. Additional hand sanitizer stations are available throughout campus. Sanitation of high-touch areas around campus have been increased and advanced cleaning techniques have been implemented to limit the risk of transmission. Remember to disinfect personal items like cell phones, computers, and workspaces often. Mounties, we're all in this together.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
Welcome back on into Sidelines. Let's talk women's soccer. As joining me at the desk, we have Noone and Katelyn. Rueppel, thank you both so much for stopping by. So let's go back to last week and to a game that was pushed earlier than expected, and that Roberts Wesleyan game. What do you guys kind of have to do as a team and as a group when you're told, hey, you now have one less day of training and you're playing the night before you expected? How do you go about adapting to that?
Well, I think we were getting ready all week. Well, I just Monday, but like leading into it, we always stay focused and we're ready to like step up when we need to. We just had to focus in more and like get ready because it was sooner.
I think like a big thing for us was it was like changed to a night game, so I think that gave us like a lot of energy and like kind of got us all excited.
Yeah.
So we were really locked in like the Monday before when we found out that our game was going to be Tuesday.
So that game, that Roberts Wesleyan game, let's start with the goal that got things started. And what did you see on that goal? You got open there in the middle and got that shot perfectly in that corner. What did you see on that?
Well, I saw Bailey get the ball, and I was like basically just square from her, and she took a really good touch. And then I got a good touch on the ball, and I was just dribbling, and the girl was just like running next to me. And I know Alex and Kenna were like pretty wide open, but I don't know, I'm pretty confident hitting a ball from far out. So I just kind of took my shot, I guess.
Hey, the confidence paid off.
Yeah.
If it goes in the net, you'll take that, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, especially in that game, defensively, Meg, your line back there was pretty stout the whole time, and having a young goalie in there for that game. How important is it for you as the center back and as a senior captain of this team to really be able to direct traffic back there?
Yeah, I've been working a lot on like communicating positively with everyone on the defense and the team in general. But it was definitely good to build Faith up. She did a really good job, but I know it was like one of her like first like beginning experience, so it's definitely good to build her up and just communicate all together. Like Taylor did a really good job. Our whole defense is like very comfortable with each other and talking.
And obviously that communication is so important. There's another thing too here, since I have a senior and an underclassman, obviously with last year being last year. Meg, do you feel that adjustment that you had to make to really have pretty much two classes of freshmen, and not really have your junior season, but be thrown into this senior season. How has that affected your leadership ability? And then from an underclassman perspective, I guess we could turn that also into what have you seen from this group?
Yeah, I think it's, I mean, it was definitely hard not playing for like my junior season, but I like that our team, like, sorry, I don't know how to word it. I like helping out my teammates, and I like to lead and be a role model. So I think it's just been good getting a lot of like new talent and girls on the field. And then I just try to like show our standards and like do my best to show them how we do it around here, I guess.
For me, like I know over the summer Meg had reached out to me and was like, hey, like I'll be your captain, like blah, 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 like you can always come to me. I know that was like a really comforting thing, like for me, like it just made me like, oh, like I can actually talk to like upperclassmen, like help me out. And then like coming here, I was obviously nervous like my first week because you know it's like a whole different thing here. And I don't know, the girls were like really welcoming. Even like the sophomores, like even though it was like still their first season, like they did a really good job at just like making like the freshmen feel like welcome and like they're a part of the team, not just I don't know, freshmen. But I don't know, and Meg does a really good job. Like she always makes sure everyone's like focused at practice, and she's not like she'll tell you like, hey, we need to focus, or like, oh, that was like really good. Like she does a good job at both sides of the game.
And I was also just gonna say, I think that even though they're like most of our team is really young, they're definitely like super mature and like handling the situation very well and just showing what they got every day, which is good.
So that game too, Roberts Wrestling, being able to get a victory at home, obviously, what does that do for the confidence, especially some of the admittedly tough times that you've had in your career, but
Yeah.
to be able to get that victory at home, what did that feel like for you?
It was awesome. I mean, it just feels like building this program over at least my last 4 years here is like going somewhere, and it gives me hope for like our team moving forward. And Shafe has been telling us we gotta like protect the turf at home, and like we gotta play really good at home. And I agree, because it was really nice to have a lot of like MU people come out and be there for us, which we love.
I feel like for me, like looking back at like all the records, like before I came, it was like, oh, and like Shafe was like, oh, like we want to change the program, like this and that, and like coming here, like meeting some of the sophomores now, like when I came up and visited, I was like, oh, like I really like the girls, like I connect really well with them, like you know, and like coming here and like winning a game at home for like the upperclassmen, like just felt really good. Like you could see it in their faces, like wow, we haven't had a team like this like since we've been here, and it just like made like. I know personally, like me, it just made me feel like good, like we're accomplishing something that Shafe has like wanted to accomplish since he came. And like I know, like I can just tell it feels good for the upperclassmen, and that just makes like me happy, like that they can have like a successful senior and junior year.
So adaptation seems to be something that you guys have dealt with pretty much throughout the whole season. Obviously with last year being last year and your senior year in high school not really having stuff last year. But not only that, but we had this past weekend with that game being moved earlier. And the previous home game, I wanted to talk to you guys about this. First of all, have you ever been in a game where you go from one field to another field?
No.
No.
And what do you have to do in that time? Because obviously, you guys know playing on grass and playing on turf, it's different. What do you have to do literally mid-game to adjust to that?
We usually do most of our, I mean, we do practice at the turf sometimes, but we mostly just like prepare for our home games on the grass. So it's definitely like we had to really focus in and like warm up super seriously, because we knew we were gonna like go right into the heat of the game when it was time to go. So we had to focus in.
I know like a big thing for us, like we were all just like kind of chilling because it was raining, so we were all like sitting there. We were trying to like stay like pumped, like listening to music. Like it just kept going on and on. So we were just like, okay, this is kind of getting old.
Okay.
And then they said we were moving to the turf, and we were like, oh, like they're a turf team. Like it's gonna like, it made us all like a little nervous. And we were like, that's just even better if we beat them. Like we beat a turf team on turf, because we always play on grass here. So it's like, it was like a really big thing. And I think that was a really good like tie for us, because they're a really good team. So I think taking them onto the turf and still coming out with like a successful outcome for us, like that just felt really good.
Holding them scoreless on the turf, that against a turf team, that's a big thing. Looking forward to this week, I obviously don't want to skip over Wednesday's game. But I do want to look towards the weekend in the fact that it is homecoming. There's a lot of other distractions. We've talked about it a couple times, but to really be able to focus in on your game, that's an early game in that day, and that's where a lot of the other things happen around that time or going up to that time. What do you have to do to then focus in and try to avoid some of the noise that is going on?
I think as long as we just wake up and do what we're supposed to do, like get a good breakfast, like go to the locker room, be with teammates, and just like hype each other up and get ready for the game, we should be good. I mean, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on later, and like we're really excited to support the other teams and stuff, but we'll just have to be locked in because we want to defend our home, you know.
I think we'll be all right. Like, I think it's pretty much routine for us. Like, when we wake up, we get a good breakfast, and then we're pretty much like at the locker room activating stuff. So I feel like there it's like we won't really notice the distractions when we're in the locker room because we'll all be together getting ready for the game. So I think we'll be all right.
Well, it should be an exciting week, an exciting weekend. Thank you both so much for taking the time and stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And Sidelines continues after this. Do not go anywhere. While this semester will look a little different, we're taking steps to promote a safe campus environment and to help us return to normal faster. You'll notice students and employees wearing face masks that cover their nose and mouth in order to keep you safe. We ask that you do the same to protect your fellow Mounties. Face masks are required inside all campus buildings and should be worn when visiting locations outside of campus as well. Mounties, we're all in this together. While this semester will look a little different, we're taking steps to promote a safe campus environment and to help us return to normal faster. Please help us promote a safe campus by washing your hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds. Use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer when soap and water are not available. Additional hand sanitizer stations are available throughout campus. Sanitation of high-touch areas around campus have been increased and advanced cleaning techniques have been implemented to limit the risk of transmission. Remember to disinfect personal items like cell phones, computers, and workspaces often. Mounties, we're all in this together.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
That's going to do it for us this week, folks. To stay up to date on all things Mansfield athletics, head over to GoMounties.com. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.